When it comes to superhero and villain makeovers in 2020, we got spoiled. And even when it just comes to comic book character makeovers in general, there were lots of updates to characters' looks, and beyond that, lots of inner makeover stuff that happened, where we saw characters not just changing their looks on the outside, but also experiencing inward change and growth. Welcome back, Nerd Squad. Today we are going to be reflecting on some of these fantastic and interesting changes as we count down the top 10 comic book characters who changed the most. And before we get into it, just a quick little update as to where I am and what's going on in the world. So to keep everybody safe, we have had to leave the studios and we are all working from home right now. So welcome to my couch, my living room where I film stuff. And yeah, there's lots of cool stuff here. So enjoy this ditto, enjoy this room, and hopefully my audio is not too bad for y'all. All right, now let's get counting. Number 10. Spider-Man. We still have a few issues to wait for this, but it was announced at the end of 2020 that Peter Parker will also be getting a brand new look in 2021, designed by artist Dustin Weaver in tandem with the creative team on Amazing Spider-Man. As we won't be seeing this costume till issue 61, with it being featured on the covers of issue 62 and 63 of the current series, we don't know too much about it other than, well, what it looks like. The new look could be described as kind of futuristic and even a little bit reminiscent of Peter's dark white Future Foundation suit he had a while back. It'll be interesting to see if this costume is just as good at staying clean, or perhaps shifting into other looks or colors as that costume was. I hope it at least is good at staying clean. I feel like anytime you wear a bright white accented superhero suit in New York City, it's gonna be tricky unless you have Mr. Fantastic's unstable molecules. Black Mask. Black Mask hasn't changed as much as some of the others on this list, but he did receive a refresh to his look in Future State, and he got a bold new wardrobe in the Harley Quinn Birds of Prey film earlier last year. Gone are the days of pinstripe suits for Black Mask as 2021 comes around, and I gotta say, thank goodness. In Future State, we get a black, white, red, and gold palette for this new design, with a much more detailed and lavish mask featuring red glowing eyes and gold teeth. To me, this screams the horror that is Black Mask even more loudly than any of his previous looks. Whereas in BOP, Ewan McGregor delivered as Black Mask not just with a mesmerizing performance, but also with various loud and polished suits and looks, including a button-up shirt with a custom print design pattern featuring his own face. Seriously, the costuming for that movie was so good. I loved it so much. All right, friends, before we move on to this next point, if you want to help us out here at the channel, you can do so by giving this video a thumbs up. Seriously, it really does help, and thank you for anyone that's already done it. Number 8, Hulkling. Hulkling kept his color scheme, but also had some major changes to his role in the Marvelverse and his look in the past year. With Empire, we saw him take his rightful place as Emperor of the Alliance, uniting both the Kree and Skrull empires together. He also was forced to march on his own home, planet Earth, and had to consider the possibility that he might actually have to destroy it as he faced the alien plant race known as the Katana, who were there and were using Earth to bolster their strength and their power. He also got a sweet cape and more regal looking variant of his suit, and the awesome and epic star sword known as Excelsior. Oh, and while we weren't looking, he and Wiccan also got married. Thank goodness we gotta go to the wedding after though. I was like, where's my invite? Why didn't I get invited to this wedding? Number 7, Harley Quinn. Harley has always been a pretty big fan of changing up her look, so it shouldn't be much of a surprise that she would make our list for new changes to design this year. Harley is likely going to be seeing not just external changes, but is also going to be seeing some internal ones as well that will carry on towards her new series in 2021. In Future State Harley Quinn, we are not only served up an awesome new look for Harley, but we are also going to be exploring Harley's allegiances and her alignment in depth, where she's coming more into her sense of independence and growing even more as she wrestles with just what kind of anti-hero or even full-on hero she wants to be. Aside from Future State, Harley also got a new look for the Suicide Squad, which seems to echo the look Margot Robbie will be sporting as Harley in the upcoming Suicide Squad movie. Number 6, Spider-Woman. There has been some controversy over Spider-Woman's new outfit, so I'd like to come in and clear the air a little bit. Also, I've said it before and I will say it again, if you are not reading this new Spider-Woman series, what are you doing with your life? You need to check your priorities because it is actually so good. It should be at the tippy top of everyone's reading list right now. And if it's not, I'm looking at you, I'm chastising you. Put it up there. Put it at least on your list. Spider-Woman sports a new suit in her newest series starting in issue number 1, but the suit is also amazingly integrated into the story. It's not only justified by Jessica Drew as to kind of why she needs it, but it also features into the ongoing storyline as well in a way that is very intriguing. No spoilers. For Jess though, I will share that she decides she needs a new look when everyone's favorite stay-at-home dad, Roger, suggests a return to security work, or as Jess refers to it as, more like mercenary work. After Jess laments a pileup of bills, Jessica then decides she needs a separate suit to signify that the work that she is doing is paid hero work to any onlookers and not as altruistic as her standard fare. Also, I love when she's like, I don't know, because like it's not very hero-y of me to accept payment, and Roger is like, you'll always be our hero. And I'm just like, oh, it's so cute. Her needing a new costume for this makes sense to me. And I personally think the new suit looks great, especially when she's on her bike. For some reason, it's just like really good bike suit. Number 5, Katana. In Future State, the next Batman issue number 1, we get a glimpse into some other going-ons in Gotham with some extra stories. One such group that we are introduced to is the Outsiders. Honestly, a group that I immediately wanted even more of after I finished their story. The Outsiders are a group of vigilantes who aim to help free the people from under the rule and thumb of the Magistrate, the future villain that everyone in Gotham seems to have to deal with in one way or another. Members of the team include Signal and a seemingly reluctant Katana, but one who has also received not only an updated badass look, but also an upgrade when it comes to her abilities. Honestly, I love this new look and I love her new jetpack too, even if we only got it for that one issue. Number 4, Professor X. Or maybe just X, as I think he's going by now. Is it X? Though it's hard to keep track of these new names, honestly, especially considering Apocalypse has one, but no one seems to use it, calling him every other name that he's gone at length to say, don't call me that, at any given opportunity. Professor X is now younger and more agile than we've ever seen him before. Well, maybe not as most agile. He's not able to like dodge bullets or anything. During Dawn of X, we also see that Charles also now has a completely new look and design, with him wearing a form-fitting all-black suit and keeping Cerebro on at all times. Makes him also look very mysterious. Number 3, Wonder Woman. With the Wonder Woman films being some of the more successful DC films out there in terms of box office numbers and just overall viewership, as obviously not a lot of us are going to the theaters right now, it seems DC is putting Wonder Woman at the forefront of their latest refresh. We've seen Wonder Woman go through quite a few changes over the last year, from wielding a chainsaw with her lasso of truth operating as its ripcord to her being elevated to god level by the end of the latest death metal event when she took on the Batman Who Laughs herself. As Future State continues to develop, we'll not only see her character evolve into a new role in the DC universe, but we've also seen the massively successful introduction to new popular Brazilian Wonder Woman, Yara Flor. Everything seems to be coming up Wonder Woman right now in the best way possible. Number 2, Donald Blake. Donald Blake doesn't just have a whole new look, he also has a whole new agenda as he returns not as Thor's ally, but as his enemy. He's hell-bent on a mission to take down not just Thor, but all of Asgard and the Asgardian gods besides. He sports a new, darker and crazed look while also brandishing his signature wood stick, but also armed with a scalpel, which is terrifying. He looks like a wizard gone mad, which is fair considering, well, all of that Donald has been through up to this point. Everyone beware, because evil Donald Blake has arrived. He is looking for some payback. Number 1, Poison Ivy. Ivy has had quite a wild ride the last few years when it comes to changes in looks and even her alignment. In 2019, we got a brand new look from her after she was brought back to life by Wally West, resurrected from a flower she'd given Harley in Heroes in Crisis. After that, Ivy went through a lot more changes until we got a completely new outfit and redesign for her in 2020, where she dubbed herself Queen Ivy and threatened all of Gotham with vines, or perhaps more accurately roots, below its surface in Joker Warzone. We are still waiting to see how this plays out, but while I love that Ivy has taken the title of Queen, I'm hoping this plot ends up being more fearsome than the plant that is actually known as Queen Ivy, which looks like a houseplant that you might find your granny tending. Not to say grannies can't be fearsome. I mean, hey, look at Granny Goodness. But I love that she's supposed to be like Devil's Ivy, and then they were like, Queen Ivy. What have been some of your favorite character redesigns over the past year? What upcoming changes in comics are you most excited for? And who do you think has grown and evolved the most as a character? Let us know in the comments below. I personally am super excited to continue the adventures that Carla Pacheco, Per Perez, Frank Darmada, and Travis Lanham are taking us on with Jessica Drew, and I'm interested to hear what you are most excited for. This has been Top 10 Nerd, and I'm your host, Amanda McKnight. Till next time, you stay safe and stay nerdy, YouTube.